Good morning, y'all. Back to the beaver knife. Dried overnight. I'm gonna set the pins. Y'all seen that before. Gonna be pretty. And this one dried real nicely overnight. That's gonna be a good one. I'll work on it a little while and get these pins and get this one finished up. I'll finish the knife here in a little while, and then I'll start on the sheath. That may be tomorrow. Just depends. But now I set the first poles for the new blacksmith shop this morning. Just used up what I had just before I go get anything else. And that's going to be off and on project next week. But once it gets going, I get the stuff. It won't take long because just nothing much to it. Just a little shelter. The job's going to be moving everything out of the old area into the new. That's where the job will come in. But that's still going to be a while. I have to hire me some help. Alright, let's put the first coat of finish on the beaver knife. Got some of these little foam brushes. I'm gonna try those. These work good, but they're very, very cheap brushes, and I have a lot of trouble with the hairs coming out of them. I have to go back and take it off. See if these don't work a little better. Now, I have failed to mention that this beaver knife is for my friend Ken up in Massachusetts. Now, Ken is a trapper, and he is trapping beaver probably as we speak. And I'm behind on his knife, so he's gonna get this all ready and get it sent out to him hopefully by Monday. We have the big Halloween party fandango over at Ricky Jr.'s tonight, this afternoon and tonight, which I go back and forth between the shop and over there, and he always has a pretty big crowd over there, and I go kiss the babies and shake hands and come home. Alright, first coat. Let's let that dry. Alright, I'm going to put a coat on this one. Now, I think this knife is sold. He'll let me know later on today or tonight. I see it don't work so well on the handle, on the antler. It won't get down in the grooves. I'll use it since I already messed it up. Because I can always build me another one. I would rather have another one go out than I had me one. It's not like I don't have a knife, you know what I mean. Now, I talked the other day about high-end goods, high-end stuff. This is one right here. You want one of these? They can have wood handles, deer handles, the forged file blades. They are going to list for $90 plus shipping for the camp style. So that will be $100 bill will get it to your house. Now, to me, that's expensive, but go look at some of these custom knife sites, and I appreciate work. I'm sure they make good stuff, but I saw what would be the equivalent to a Wallace 1 the other day, listed $290. No scabbard. You got to pay extra for that. And I cannot ask that kind of money for a knife. So not bad mouthing them, they just. And I saw another one, a chef knife, same design chef knife I make. Had fancy handles on it. $600. You know, come on now. If I had $600 to spend, I wouldn't spend it on a knife, I'll tell you that much. Alright, first coat on there. When this dries, then I'll get on the blade here, and I'll get on that blade. And then I'll get the rest of the coats on there. Now that one, I'm going to take a lot of the forged scale off, but I'm going to leave some of it on there. I want it to hammer marks and all that. Hang on, I'm fighting this tripod again. I'm going to leave the same with that one. I'm going to leave some of the forged marks in there, the hammer marks. But they will be pretty. Alright, did I mention the temperature is dropping like a rock? When I set those poles this morning out at the new shelter, it was in the mid-70s. It was warm. I worked up a sweat digging 2.5-foot holes. And it since then it's got colder and colder and colder. So it's in the low 60s now. Stop laughing. That's cold. Alright, we'll let that dry. And I'll show you some more in a little while. Paul. I'm using Grandpa's tools. I cleaned this one up and sharpened it. Very good tool. Works good. I thought about forging it down to a knife, but a tool that good, I gotta use it. So. And I think that's what he would want to. Alright, I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, I'm getting started on the sheath for the Beaver knife. And before I get it sharpened and all that, I want to get it laid out and fit and size and all that, because I don't want to be cutting myself. Now this is, look at that, tanned beaver tail. Now the other side to it is out there in the sink soaking with water. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to line the inside with this leather. This is very light leather. And the other side is just close enough to the same. It takes some trimming. Now these two tails came off the same, it's one beaver tail. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut these out. I'm going to use good old standby Gorilla Glue because it's flexible, it's waterproof. The main thing is waterproof. And once it adheres to both sides, it will never come apart. Because I don't want the knife burning up and down. When this gets dry again, it'll be rough. I don't want it running in a rough surface. Now the old mountain men, the old timers, they would use just the plain beaver tail because that's all they had. But today we have options. And this is a piece of that leather I got the other day. I found it at the leather store. Just that little piece, not too bad, $4. But still, $4 is $4 is $4. You know what I mean? going to be big and hang off of there, which is fine because it'll have to be trimmed again. Going to cut it out like that. Cut it out just close. It don't have to be perfect. Not right now. We'll make it perfect here later on. Pardon me. I'm going to leave that long like that. Now the Beaver knife on the website lists for fairly ridiculous price of $75. That is a Beaver knife with a light leather sheath. Something like this. Some kind of leather like this. Or whatever I have, whatever I can find at the leather store. Plus shipping. Now, the beaver tails, since they're so hard for me to get, if you want one with a beaver tail, that goes up to premium pricing. Just like gar skin cheese and all that. Plus it's harder to work with. Takes a lot more time. With a beaver tail sheath, since I have a few of them now, I think this one, I got 5 more. Beaver knife, beaver tail sheath, and it will have a belt loop on it in case you want to carry it on your belt. Those will list for, at premium price, $125. That's what that right there will cost you. And it will last forever, guarantee you. Trim just a little bit of this rough edge off here. Because when I press it together, this and that together, I want to make sure I've got a good solid bond there. And of course it'll be sealed up and treated and all that, and I'll show you that when we get to that point. I have had to close up the doors, except the back door, the windows in the shop, because it has got cold. It is now in the 50s. So, don't laugh, my northern friends. Alright, I'll get this ready to get all glued on there. That's actually going to go that way. And the back side of this is real nice looking. But you won't never see the inside anyway. Alright, let me get these all clamped in and glued up good, and I will get back on the blades. Well, would you look at that? At the grind, and man, let me tell you, this thing is sharp. Now when I get the rest of the last 2 coats of finish on the handle, I'll run it over the Arkansas stone before I get it ready to go. But there you go. There is your Big Bear Beaver knife. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the last 2 coats of finish on here. And I'll wait till I get the blade done on this one, so I'm doing both at the same time. And the sheath for the beaver knife is in my homemade clamps, drying. sheath for, pardon me, file camp knife. Just about done. It's drying, and we'll see something pretty to look at here in just a few minutes. Alright, here we go. This is all for today. I'm going to put the second coat of finish on both of these. I just got done with the blade on this one. Got it oiled up real good. It is very, very sharp. That's a good knife right there. Alright, I'm going to wrap the blade up, get the finish on there, let it dry, put another coat. These may even get 4 coats, who knows. Let's see what it looks like. Now I'm going to take my high-tech blade wrapping material, otherwise known as paper towels. Right, I'll get the finish on there. And it's getting colder and colder and colder. It is in the, I don't know, mid-50s now. Hang on. Turn that radio down. It's in the mid-50s now, so everything, the glue that I've got set, it's going to take a little bit longer to dry because it's cold. That's okay. Now, tomorrow's video, I will show you out the door finished product and the Beaver knife and whatever else comes up tomorrow. So I thank y'all for watching. I thank you for your support. Now we'll see you later.